Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra el cielito lindo los corazones. Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra el cielito lindo los corazones. Hola, ¿cómo estamos? How are we doing, my friends? It's Friday night. Thank God it's Friday. Friday, thank God. Thank God it's Friday. I'm gonna get demonetized so bad. Copyright infringement. Uh, Hello, how are we doing? It's Friday and you're here with me. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's Friday and you're sharing your weekend with me, and I couldn't be more grateful and more excited because today we're going to be doing something cool, I think. Lately, we've been doing live streams, but we've been doing like doodles that are simple and minimal, which are great. I love that. Today, we're going to get a little bit more realistic, but we're going to be cheating. We're going to be using a tool that allows us to make realistic stuff. Well, any stuff, but realistic stuff like realistic faces easily using symmetry. So uh, let's see what's going on over here. By the way, go to the chat. It's that little thing on the side. Has You can write there. Clack 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 clack. And let us know a little bit about yourself. What's up with you? Hold on. Are you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell us a little bit about you. What are you doing? What are your plans for this weekend? Some of us have to stay at home and have to, well, we have to keep that social distancing, but still, maybe you have a plan. You have a plan, maybe read a book, maybe watch a series, maybe watch a movie. I don't know, maybe do a puzzle, play a game, a video game. A lot of video games are coming out lately. A lot of movies also. They just like go straight to streaming instead of going to the theater. I need to watch that new Pixar movie. Is it good? Can you tell us in the chat? Is it good? Anyone has seen it? I saw The Invisible Man. It was actually good. It was like a horror movie that turns into something else. Um, but it was actually I recommend it for these times if you're gonna watch at home. You wanna watch. It's a scary movie, but it doesn't have monsters and stuff. It's more like suspense and it's got you like I'm not gonna spoil it because I do want to spoil it, but I can tell you the acting is good from the lead actress, the actor, and she's amazing in it. She's actually the uh, she was in The West Wing, and she was also in Mad Men. She was one of the copywriters. I don't remember her name, and she's also in one of like a very famous show that I never watched, where they're all like maids, the maids, 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 women, maid, the maids men. Oh man, somebody please correct me. Um, and anyway, it's a good movie. Let's see. We have people now. I think we can start. So today, let's see what is happening today. Today, we're going to be drawing a portrait, a face, a beautiful face. Well, let's try to make it beautiful. Well, but they say that symmetry is what makes what catches our eyes when we look at other people. Apparently, like symmetry is a thing that defines beauty in a way. If like after surveying people and showing them different photos of other people, they would say that the most attractive people were the ones that had a more symmetric face. So in a way, it's going to be a beautiful face if we think about that, about symmetry. But it's just symmetry is inside. Symmetry is inside now. The beauty is inside, and also symmetry. There's symmetry in there. Uh, oh man, life. It's life. That's the beauty also of doing this thing. So symmetry, and we're going to be using a tool in Photoshop that allows us to draw on one side. Whatever we draw on one side, it draws on the other side too. And we can apply this with the brush, eraser, any brush tool that you use, even the nudge, and sorry, the sponge and other tools like that. You can use symmetry and it will apply on both sides, and it can be vertical, horizontal, and also quadrant and other stuff, and radiant. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool tool that also, if you are not going to be using Photoshop, you also use Procreate because it has a similar tool. So we're going to be using the vertical symmetry. I'm going to be drawing a face, and let me show you how something that I drew just before we jumped here. This is something I drew. I'm not the best drawer, okay? But the symmetry tool allows us to make something that looks a little bit better, at least not too bad, because you will see that I'm not that great. Again, it's the tool that made it look a little bit better. If you see some of the stuff is not symmetric, that's because I turned it off and then I started adding details, like for example the eyebrow. The eyebrow is a little bit different on one side, and also the smile on one side is a little bit different. And also, once I started painting, I also turned off the symmetry and just started painting. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. So if you want to follow along without the computer, without paper, you can just grab a paper and a pencil, and then we're going to start sketching, and then you can just do it without the symmetry, I guess. And because you are talented and you are someone that is actually going to try it without any tricks, without cheating. Okay, so let's see in here. Hi Pablo, happy Friday. Yes, plans for the weekend. Learn Webflow. That's great. That's a great tool to learn. Maybe I'll do a weekend tutorial on Webflow. I'm building mobile apps, by the way, watching you. Yeah, nice glasses, thank you. Okay, sometimes my chat just doesn't load. So if you see that, well, I'm sorry. It's just I don't know. It stops loading at certain times. So okay, let's start. I'm going to create a new document, and I'm actually going to just use one of these print templates, just a letter template, and that way it just has a nice size, vertical size, and also just to mimic if you are at home, maybe you're going to have a piece of paper too. And okay, so that's it. And now I'm going to just start drawing. And I have a pen, sorry, a brush, a very basic brush. Hold on, can you see me? Yes, you can see me. So a very basic brush that I created here just allows me to have a lot of control on the width of the brush that is controlled by the pressure on this. I'm using a Cintiq tablet, and the Cintiq tablet allows me to just draw directly on the screen. And it's a very old tablet. It's 12 inches, but it's pretty cool. It's almost kind of like an iPad now, but it connects to the computer, so I can use Photoshop in it. Okay, cool. Now you see that I can draw. Now, how do you turn on the symmetry tool? Well, there's this little tool here on the top. There's a little what do you call this? Like a mariposa. What do you? Butterfly, yes, a butterfly. And then as you can see, it actually has a symmetry in the middle. So you turn it on, and then you have all of these options, pretty cool options, I have to say. We're going to be using the one that is called vertical, but let's try one like wavy. So you just set the settings of it. For example, you just say where do you want to set it, press enter, and you start drawing and see how it creates this very cool symmetry along this axis. So let me try it again. Oh man, I drew on the background. So let me just erase that stuff on the background. But see how cool it is, because it if you want to draw, for example, like a dragon, just like that. Yeah, boy. And then maybe it is like this, and then you turn off the symmetry. The symmetry is off, and then now you have something. Well, I don't know if it's a dragon, but something like that. Okay, this is someone is going to say, Pablo, that's the worst dragon ever, and you will be right. But you get the idea. Uh, so that was just a test of one of the symmetry options. You can do, for example, horizontal 2, and you just adjust it. You press enter when you are good with it, and then you can start like doing stuff like this. You just draw on one side, and then it draws it on the other side. So that's super cool, because in a way you're kind of like, we're kind of cheating, but don't tell anyone, okay? Uh, so just like that. Oh yeah, be careful about this, because once you draw on one side, then it draws on the other side too. I can draw over here too, and it duplicates on the other side. Uh, so yeah, that's super cool. Really quickly, you can just like sketch something and then turn it off, and then add more details if you want to. So I don't know what I drew here, but it looked cool. What could we draw that is maybe like mountains? Yeah, maybe it's like mountains, and there's over here, and let's say that there's little tree. It's a happy. Oh my God, that's the worst tree. But just like that, and then we turn it off, and now we just, for example, we duplicate that, and then now it becomes almost like a reflection, right? Oh yeah, boy, it is a reflection now. Look at that. Anyway, just play around with that stuff. Today we're going to be using the vertical one. But I just wanted to show you that there are different options, that vertical is not the only one. And you can get pretty cool results if you start playing with those. So I invite you to play with that stuff. So for me, I'm just going to use the vertical one. I'm going to leave it in the default. By default, it just centers is in the middle. That's what I want, because I'm going to draw going to be drawing a face. So I'm going to start drawing the sketch of my face, and usually I start drawing the eyes, and just a good way to start my your drawing. You can start with your nose or something, but something that anchors the rest of the face. Okay, so I'm going to start drawing the eye around here, and right now I don't care too much about the proportions of it. I just want to start drawing. So usually the shape of the eye is like kind of like an olive. Is that how you would say? Yeah, it's kind of like an olive, just like that. It's not totally round. And then you add details here. Maybe it's actually, I'm going to erase. The cool thing about the symmetry is if you're erasing one side, it erases on the other side too. So I'm going to make it a little bit more like that. Then you add the stuff in the middle. Then you start drawing like this. Right now it's just a sketch, okay? So don't worry too much about making it perfect. And then the stuff on the top of it, I don't know how you call it. I do not know the parts of an eye. But just quickly, just like that. See how the beauty of this is that you draw it on one side, and then it draws on the other. Then the eyelashes, just a couple of eyelashes. Right now, again, we are just sketching. It's okay if we make mistakes. We're going to make it a little bit better later. Now, let's do the nose, and the nose is going to be around here. So let's do the first side of the nose, maybe around here, and then just like that. Boom. There you go. That's the basic shape of the nose. You can start adding more details to it. Later, we're going to do that. But let's add the eyebrow. The eyebrow is going to be like a very strong eyebrow. And then you can add like hair like this. And yeah, like a, I don't know. I like a like pretty strong and thick eyebrows. That's just me, but you can just draw your character however you want. Now let's draw the shape of the mouth. That's just a line that's going to define where the both lips meet. And maybe you can start from the middle if you want to, or you can start from this side, but you want to do just like a curve and then it meets here. And then the same here, but just a smaller one, just like that. There you go. We have our the base of our lips. Now let's do just that this thing where the chin starts. Now let's add. You can add a little bit. No, not right now. We have the shape. I'm actually going to. I'm realizing that this is getting too big, so I could either make. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, just to give me a little bit more room. There you go. I just press C, press the crop tool, and I just made everything a little bit bigger. I'm going to add a background color just so it's okay. I just went here and I said solid color, and I just added a solid color on top. Okay, I'm going to continue drawing here. I'm going to press the B for brush, and see the symmetry is still on. So only until you turn it off, then it stops working. So okay, so we have the basics of our head, of our face, of our expression. Now we can start drawing the shape of our face, of our head. So we can just start drawing like a circle here, just like that. Maybe it starts going down around here, and then like that. Maybe, I don't know, I want it to be straight, a straight line here. Just, you can play around with that. There you go. And you know what? I'm going to make this person just stronger lips, just like that. And then the ears are, the ears usually, they can be around here. So let's actually just like that, and then like this. Usually ears have weird different shapes, so yours can be different, and it's almost like a, or another way to identify. It's just like a or digital print, another way to for all of that. We are all different apparently, like our ears. I don't know what I just said, but I said something. I was trying to say something smart, but no, I could not. Okay, something, I think I want to go a little bit straighter here, just like that, and then it actually goes down around here, and I want to soften the chin. So okay, I soften it a little bit. I actually going to use the eraser tool. So okay, around there. Well, you adjust this as however you want. I'm going to keep it just like that. I'm going to move it just a tiny bit to the top, and then just so I have enough room for the neck. So the neck is just going to be a basic 2 lines. You can get more detail if you want to. And then just going to add the shape of this. There you go. Okay, we have our basic shape of our head, of our face. Now, I think I want to squish it a little bit. Just going to squish it a little bit, and then make it a little bit more like this. I don't know if I'm liking this. Okay, it's just a sketch. It's okay. Okay, just as a sketch, it's okay. Now I'm going to actually turn down the opacity of it, and I'm going to draw on top of it. No, I deleted it. I'm going to add a new layer, and now on top of this layer, I'm going to start drawing now what I think is going to be the final one. So now I'm going to add more detail now. So, okay, this is starting to look pretty much the same. Now I'm going to have a little bit more care about the shape of the eye. Just pretty round. This is stuff. Then usually this stuff is a little bit darker. By the way, we're going to fix the light on this side because if both the source of light should be coming from this side too. So anyway, but we're gonna fix that later once we turn off the symmetry. Okay, so let's add some lines here. I'm using a really thick brush, so there's not a lot I can do with the fidelity, but I think if you're careful enough, you can add enough detail like this. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to add more eyelashes, just like that. There was a show in the 90s that I really liked, a cartoon that was called Aeon Flux. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. And then this, la comisura de los ojos, just like that. And then a little bit detail here, maybe more detail here, just like that. And let's add the eyebrow. Let's add more detail to the eyebrow. So now you can start drawing a lot of hairs. Lots of hairs. Lots of hairs. La mozzarella y los hairs y los pelos. Dibujaré. Now you're starting to realize that I'm not that great. I'm not that good at drawing. You're like, Pablo, I thought you were good. I'm just realizing you're not. But yeah, but the cool thing is that, look, it's perfect. It's perfect. Symmetry. We're cheating and it's okay. So let's add more detail about this. I think it will be cool if we start adding a little bit of shadow here, maybe just like that. Then also start drawing the mouth. And to be honest, I think I want to add a little smile. So just a little curve. We're going to fix that later. And let's add a couple of details here, more details here, and the lips, and just more shadowing here. I think it will be cool if we start adding like a shadowing, and just like with lines like this. The only thing is that right now it really adds it to both sides, and it's okay. Let's just start sketching this. It's okay. Let's zoom out and see what's happening. Yeah. The light is okay. We're going to add a little bit of color later. So okay. So now I'm thinking that I'm going to start just drawing this just as we were drawing before, but now a cleaner line. Wow, that mouth is small. I do not like that mouth anymore. But I think it's because the chin is a little bit too big now. So, so no, hold on. Let me make the chin a little bit smaller. There you go. But the mouth is still small, I think. So what I can do, I can just make it as bigger. Like, yeah, whatever. It's okay. I'm the worst teacher. I'm just teaching you bad practices. Okay, cool. So now the ears are a little bit too big. I think I'm going to make them closer to the head, just like that. And then there you go. Now the neck is maybe too thin, so I'm going to make it a little bit thicker, and then just like that. I think it's starting to look better. Look at that. Okay, cool. Now we can add more detail too. I think maybe some shadowing here. Just create a stronger shadow. Like, don't be afraid to make thick outlines where it makes sense. For example, here, all of this should be really like thick shadowing. Even here, I think. Yeah, don't be afraid to do that. And if you want to, if you're feeling like maybe you're afraid of going too deep into it, put it in a different layer, and that way, if you don't like it, you can remove it. So okay, let's add more detail here. Yes, look at that. Yeah, just like that, and then like this. I'm just like going with the market and just like ruining everything we did before. Just like, yeah, I don't care. I'm here to undo everything you did. There you go. Just a thicker outline. It's almost like a comic style, really thick outlines, and yeah, I'm liking it. I think that's as far as I will go with the symmetry. Now the next stuff that I'm going to add, you know what? Actually, I don't think I like the eyebrows here. I think they should make a stronger curve. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Now, actually, no. Can I undo that? Okay, I'm going to undo that. Command C, Command C, Command C, Command C, Command C, Command C, Command C. No, they were okay before. They were better. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, I'm going to turn off the symmetry. I'm going to go here, symmetry off. I'm going to, you can keep the layer below if you want to keep the sketch there. You want to keep your drawing to look sketchy, but you could just like turn it off and then it will look cleaner. Now I'm going to add more details to this. And I think I want to make the character almost like a hybrid of a robot and a human, someone that like it's maybe in like a post-apocalyptic future where robots, machine and human are like, I don't know, connected and are one, and you can like put enhancements in your body. So I'm going to start. I'm actually going to put in a different layer. Nah. Well, I'm going to do a copy just in case I mess up too much. So I'm going to do a copy and then I'm going to start drawing. Now, remember, the symmetry is off. So whatever I draw here is not being drawn on the other side, okay? So one thing is maybe this person has been in a fight, you know, and has seen some stuff out there. And they are rough. They're badass, you know, and they have maybe a band-aid right here that is like covering just something that happened in their heads, you know, and maybe there's a little bit of gooey, bloody stuff showing. And also, like I was telling you, I want to make this character, I don't know, like it's been enhanced. So maybe there's some stuff here, you know, like some cables that are coming over here, and they're connected here on the side of their head. Let me erase this. Let me add. So there's like little plugs that are coming here. I don't know. Maybe this one has little connected stuff here. Maybe there's also other stuff over here, but the cables are like, I don't know. You know, they put a little bit more memory in their head, so they were like, you know what? I want to remember more stuff. So they put enhancements just like that. You're like, that doesn't look like an enhancement, Pablo. I'm telling you, it's an enhancement, okay? Don't question me. Let's say that there's a bigger cable that is being connected right here. Just like that. And then let's make... Yeah, because in the future, there's stuff with machines, but there's still cables for everything, you know? Nothing is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi disappear. They're still connecting everything with cables. So let's do something else, because maybe they, like I was telling you, maybe they want to connect straight to a source with a little antenna. I don't know what I'm trying. Come on, give me a break. Maybe this cut, like I was telling you, it was a little bit soon, so it was recently, sorry. So maybe it's still showing some stuff there. Now let's do maybe there's some cuts And let's do something. Maybe they have some stuff here on the back, like a package or something. Maybe some like machine, like a potentially like machine that is like has like lots of buttons and maybe uh, has some air fans and stuff. And it also, of course, has cables. Has tons of cables. I don't know. It's not a very the future is not looking very technologically advanced. It's looking very I don't know, very mechanical. Okay, cool. Just go crazy with this stuff, you know? Just invent things that are connected and there are I don't know, you this is your world. So it is up to you to make stuff uh, uh, that is the machine that is behind this person that is being connected. So maybe there's a cable here that is also connected to this stuff. I don't know why. There's a function to that cable. Don't ask me. I'm not a scientist. I'm just someone that connects stuff, okay? Imagine in the future, us designers are going to be doing these things. I'm telling you, this is the future. You didn't know? You heard it first here. Let's do another package. Maybe this is a package that is like different tubes, just like that. Maybe we add a little bit of shadowing here, just more shadow here. Again, the shadow will make everything a little bit more, with give it volume, you know. And then just like that. There you go. And maybe they have, well, they're wearing something. So and what else should we do? Let's do more mechanical stuff that is actually attached to uh, their body. Okay, so I'm going to erase here and make room for more cables. No, actually, you know what? These are going to be indents. And these indents have potentially some stuff here, mechanical stuff that allow this person to connect to other things, I guess. Yes, it is mechanical indents that connect to other stuff, I guess. That's what it is. It sounds very scientific, Pablo. There you go. It looks like somebody bit this person. That's what it looks like. Okay, so let's add more shadowing here just to make it stronger and just like a pretty stark and more dramatic. There you go. And then, like I was telling you, now that it's not symmetric, we can add more. We can add more emphasis in some of the expressions. So, for example, I'm going to erase the eyebrow here, and I'm going to just leave where it starts around here, and I'm going to make it go up. So maybe this person is just like, hey, are you liking the cables in my head? They are like, right? They're cool, right? And you're like, yes, you look pretty cool. And now maybe there's a smile here, little smile here, just tiny, you know. Oh, okay, that was too much. Don't overdo it, Pablo. Just like that. That should be enough. Just a tiny smile. Okay, cool. So it's starting to look okay. I think there needs to be more emphasis here on the eyes on the sides. So I'm just going to add more emphasis here. Maybe the eyebrows are just like that. More shadow. Don't be afraid to add this stuff. You can erase it. You can Command C if you don't like it. There you go. Now I'm going to leave it like that. Now let's start painting. Okay, so in a different what do you call it, layer, you can start painting your stuff. And I'm going to use one brush that I really like. Oh, I'm realizing that this is too thin. Hold on. Everything is super strong, and this thing didn't get the treatment that everything else has. So let me just thicken the outline of this. Okay, I think I was starting to do all the mechanical stuff, and it somehow I don't know. I was a little bit afraid when I was starting to add that stuff, because I was like, what am I doing? But you are witnessing me just improvising this. Okay, cool. Just adding more details. Just go around and add wherever you think it needs to add more shadow and more detail like this. Before we start actually painting. So just add a little bit of hatches here and there. Okay, cool. So, oh, I'm realizing that I didn't add machines here. Just random buttons and random stuff. Yes. Mechanical stuff, science, and cables. Very important, because how are you going to connect things? I'm betting that a lot of art that is made for movies and like stuff like that, it's just like invented just like this. Yeah, there's a ventilator thingy that connects to the back that does some technical things, and then somebody else has to like actually come up with a purpose for that stuff. Okay, cool. So there you go. Let's say that that's how the person is. Now let's start painting. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a new layer, and in this new layer, I'm going to use two colors that are complementary. I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to use a different brush. Let me just show you the brush. The brush allows me to paint, like have a lot of control on with the pressure, the opacity of it. See how the opacity changes depending on the pressure? That allows me to create really cool stuff with the shading. See all of that? And that's something that you can customize here. Maybe I can do another tutorial later about that. But usually just add a pressure sensitivity to your color dynamics, and you should be good about that. So for example here, where is it? Anyway, somebody else is going to show you that. YouTube it. YouTube will show you. I don't remember how I did it. So okay, so now I'm going to choose one color. I'm going to choose like a pretty bright orange for all the shades of the face. So I'm going to start adding shadowing, just like light shadowing, just like on the places where it should add shadow. So you can do this with a marker too, I guess, or like a soft brush. Just like I start adding shadowing here, really light. As you can see, again, I have a lot of control over the how much opacity this has, because I control it with the pressure I add. For example, if I added a lot of pressure, then it would look pretty solid. But I just adding really light shadowing, and just like and then I'm just like and doing it really quickly too, just so it looks sketchy and looks like a little bit raw, and just like that. And then maybe there's more light coming from here, so then it creates stronger shadows on this side. Okay, and then not because the eyes are white doesn't mean that you cannot add shadow. You should add shadow to the eyes, and then it will make them look more realistic actually. There you go. It's something that I always forget, adding shadows to my to the eyes. So okay, so there you go. Just like that. Let's add some shadowing to all of this. starting to look pretty cool. What do you think? Look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. And the cool thing is that if you do it quickly like this, then it's going to look like it's the purpose of it. It's just sketchy, you know. I know that there are other tutorials. If you're looking for realistic stuff and that, I don't do any of that. So there are other tutorials out there on YouTube that allow you to, that will teach you how to do that. For me, it's just just give enough of shadow to make it look to add volume, and it doesn't matter if it's not as realistic. It's up to you how much detail you want to add. But in this tutorial, Pablo does not do that because Pablo is lazy. Yes, only crazy people talk to themselves in the third person, I guess. I just do that, just like. Okay, so I think let's do that, and now let's continue with the rest. Maybe just like that, and then let's continue with another color. I'm going to add another color, just a blue color. By the way, let me just put it here, just so I can later pick it apart, pick it again. So that was like an orangey, yellowish. Now I'm going to go like a blue around here, maybe the same place, maybe a little bit lighter, more saturated. And now with that blue, I'm going to put it here just so. Yeah, and they're kind of complementary, these two colors, the blue and the orange. Now with the blue, you can go and add more. If you want to, you can add in a new layer. And I would actually put it as multiply, this new layer. And then this is going to add a little bit more shadow to your current orange one. So it creates more contrast in some parts. So where you want stuff to be a little bit darker, then apply this blue new color on top of it, and just with multiply, and it'll create this effect where it, I don't know why, but it kind of works. Look at that. I do not know why. Apparently it's something about complementary colors, just like looking nice even when they are clashing on top of one or the other. They're actually not clash somehow, and our eyes perceive them in a nice way. And don't be afraid to also just like add shadowing on top of other parts. Look. So it almost looks like there's a different source of light that is somewhere, you know? And maybe the cables and all the mechanical stuff, it has a more prominent blue shade, you know, because it's cold and it's mechanical, and that's where you're going to see more of the blue, you know, whereas as prevalent. Maybe this one is a little bit more dark. Maybe this stuff is actually pretty dark. And now that it's dark, I'm going to actually erase some of it just to make it look like it's shiny. It's a cool trick, huh? And I'm going to apply more blue here. Maybe this is dark. All of this should be a little bit darker. Yeah, look at that. Just with two colors, creating pretty cool shading. And just I think sometimes with just simplicity, you can achieve a lot of cool results. And as long as the colors just like complement each other, I mean, they don't have to, but that's a good way to. It's a good trick to just like get stuff to look cool, and for us to actually like it. Maybe let's add a little bit of color to the eyes. So you can add the blue if you want to, or a different color. There you go. Starting to look pretty cool, I would say. Okay, just going to add more blue here. Maybe just there's the source of light on this side is a little bluish, so there's more, the shadows here are more prominent on the blue spectrum. What? Okay, cool. Look at that. Let's look at the whole thing. It looks okay. Now, something else that you can do is add a little bit of color on the background. I'm just going to add a new layer. And in the background, I'm going to use the blue again. And just going to just like add, again, with a soft, big brush, you can just like add like random stuff here. And then maybe we can use some of the orange just to add a little bokeh stuff, you know, like a blurry background. Maybe there's explosions and stuff or lights, I don't know, behind. Now, where is that color coming from? Let me erase this. I don't need this anymore, I think. And now I'm going to actually erase some of this. So I'm going to use the eraser with the same brush that I was using for painting. And now with the same brush, I'm going to add a little bit of lights here too, you know, so there's also some sparks coming here. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. There you go. This is starting to look good. You can go ahead and add more detail. By the way, remember I was telling you that we had to fix this. I'm going to go ahead and just go back to my original brush with black and fix this. So I'm going to paint all of this black, and then I'm going to erase this, but well, I'm just going to use white. So maybe the light is here, and there's also a little bit of light here, you know, and let's do that same step over here. So there's a little light here, here, and then also here. Let's go back, and yeah, it's okay. Oh, you know what? Something else? Let's add some freckles. I think it's cool to add some freckles. So, going to... Oh man, I erased the color. It's okay. With that same solid color, I'm going to just add some freckles. Just like that, just some points. And maybe also the other side, the freckles are blue. I don't know why. I'm gonna look cool. Yeah. There you go. If you want to get more into detail, you can add, obviously the shading can be way improved. Everything could be way improved, but here it was just more like a sketch, like that was raw, but still a little bit realistic. And we started everything with the Symmetry tool. How cool is that? We kind of cheated a little bit. And then, so now let's look at it. So first of all, that's without the sketching. That's all of our shadows. Now that's just the blue on top that is multiplying, and just the background. But this was just the orangey stuff, the orangey hue, and then on top of it we have our thick outlines. And that's it. I think we're gonna leave it at that. I want to see the stuff that you create. I really love when people share with me your stuff. So go to, you can reach me on Twitter. On Twitter, just go to at Pablo Stanley, twitter.com/@Pablo Stanley, I think, or without the at. Oh man, I'm an old man. Okay, I still don't know how to use the social medias. I'm still learning. But anyway, tag me, and I'll retweet it, or I don't know. I just like seeing the stuff you create. It doesn't have to be this. It can be a different thing. And yeah, I think that's a lesson for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, just a reminder about, because of all the stuff that is happening out there, it's remind to be kind to yourself. That's something that I wish we all did. Sometimes I have to remind myself, like, hey, Pablo, come on, be kind to yourself. It's easy when you're at home and where you're just like isolated, and then you stop caring about yourself, about your well-being, about your health. not because on purpose, because you forget. So like do some exercise. You can go outside unless there's some rules in your city, but go outside. Don't touch anything. Don't touch your face. When you come back, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. That's how you get infected. If you don't touch your face, and if you whenever you clean touch the surface, if you clean your hands after that, and don't touch your face, then the chances of getting the risk of getting infected are pretty low. So you can still like go to the park, you can still walk around, you can still like see the sun, and you don't have to be afraid of your neighbor. Just remain, keep a social distance of, I don't know, like I think it's like 2 or 3 meters, which is like I think it's 3 to 6 feet or something like that. But still, it's not like they're going through this too, So be kind to them too, and just like, hey, say hi, and it's like, hey, weird times, right? So, but be kind to other people. Be kind to yourself too, and just remind yourself of what makes you happy, what you like about yourself, what are the things that make you special, and really embrace those things. Sometimes we just forget, and I think it's good. Like, what are those things that you do? Maybe you cook. Maybe you're good at drawing, like we're doing right now. Maybe it's something that you do. Like, hey, and don't think that that's not good enough. That is good. That is good, and it's more than enough. Okay, and be okay with that. Um, Also, because I don't know, like with social media and stuff and all the stuff that is out there, like sometimes uh, I don't know, like it, we get asked a lot from ourselves, and we feel like we're not as good as people want us to be. I don't know, because people are living like the best lives out there, and they take the photos, and you're like, oh, my life is not like them, like theirs. Be okay with what you have. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it from a place of privilege. But I like with whatever I have, I have to even remind myself that I don't know, that hey, things are gonna be alright, and I should be cool with myself. And anyway, what the hell am I saying? What I'm saying is, thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Really important to wash your hands. Don't touch your face. And you're gonna be fine. Okay, we're gonna get through this. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Love you so much. Bye bye.